how your spirit guides and angels will talk to you. Hey guys, I just want to do a little clip on how your spirit guides and angels and source talks to you. Because generally it's not going to be like we talk to each other physically in the human form. It's going to be through intuition, higher guidance and knowledge, which you'll feel coming in. It's a knowing. It's going to be like visions. It could be thoughts. It could be like a memory. It could be a song. It could be number sequences. It could be a lot of different things. You know, that's going to be on a non-physical form way because they are not in the physical form. It could also be telepathy. So the only way that we're going to be able to pick up on it and however they're going to work with us is going to be where we are on that level. So if we're not really developing our intuitive abilities, our psychic abilities, they're going to be limited to how they can communicate with you. If you are working on your intuition, your psychic abilities, your mediumship, that's going to be more open to you for them to communicate with you. So you're kind of only limiting yourself when you're not in that space where you are working on allowing your abilities to grow, which we have. They're innate abilities that has been given to us from Source, so we can communicate with Source and on the other side of the world, which is the non-physical. If we're limiting ourselves to the condensed form of the human concept, of course, we have our physical senses, and then we have, our way of speaking, and so that's the communication on this level. So you have the different levels of communication from Source all the way down, right? So you have Source, your angels, your guides, your masters, your teachers, and then the physical form, right? And so really it's where you are at the time where you're allowing it to happen. If you're on your spiritual journey, awakening back to Source, then you're going to be more open and aware and working with your abilities, your divine innate abilities. Otherwise, if you're in fear and doubt in the human form that you're bad and this is bad, this is good, this isn't, this is evil, then you're going to be limited to just the physical form, communication style. And you're kind of at that point, kind of receiving the limited number of communications from Source and the higher beings, right? Your angels and your guides. What they can do is maybe play a song on the radio. At that point, maybe you'll see some numbers. And so little things like that will get your attention. And so if you want to be in direct connection to Source, you're going to want to start waking up your innate abilities so that you have a direct communication line, sense of being, and it helps you to navigate the world, right? Because the more you can open up and communicate to those on the other side that have a bigger view of your life, you're going to be able to navigate this world a lot better, right? And it's just having trust and faith in that, being from that space in time, right? And trusting that you're being guided in the right direction versus in the wrong direction. Because when fear comes in, you start cutting yourself off, and again, that goes back to saying why society has implemented certain things to cut you off from your divine guidance, right? And so that's why we are where we are in the moment, because everybody thinks that we're just human and that we're just sinners and then that we're just bad and we're being punished. And that sinks us down lower in vibration to the human concept, the version of ourselves, which we are. I mean, we have form, right? But we just call ourselves human. Doesn't mean we are. It's just an identity, a form. We're just a form, we're a shape. When you're able to step out of that form, of that concept, you're able to open yourself up more to Source, right? And the angels, the higher beings, and for our godly guidance, right? and we're able to follow that path and navigate this life, right? It's kind of like being here in the human form is like having blinders on and you're trying to like feel your way. But the minute you connect to source, you're taking the blinders off and you're able to see, because you're going to be guided through manifestations, uh, um, more money, more abundance, health, abundance. It's when you become into the human condensed form, you start having all these things because you don't know what to do with them. You don't know how to manipulate them. You don't know how to heal yourself. We forget our divine connection when we're being cut off like that, right? And so that's part of why I'm doing this, is because I want everybody to know that, you know, we have more beyond this physical form, and we do have abilities, innate abilities, and our direct connection to wake us up, right? And also to maneuver through this world in a better way, because it can be done. We just have to understand and wake up to our divine guidance, right? And so they'll be able to help us maneuver and move through this world and this time, this form, and not be asleep at the wheel, if you would. So definitely, you know, something I wanted to bring to the forefront in this video is the levels of communication, how we can open up into that more unlimited stream of consciousness to bring in more guidance and help as we're navigating this world in this time, because we're moving forward, you know, through more times of awakening, and it's going to be beneficial for you in your life to do these things with our innate abilities, to start developing our divine connection, so we can move through this a lot easier, seamlessly, without inner conflict, struggle, depression, suffering, and follow our guidance, right? Because it's almost like Source has the more ability that we're awake and unlimited with our communication with divine. It can do a lot of things. It can literally like save our lives. It can change our lives, because if we're driving down a road and then we were hearing, take this road, right? But you're trying to get here. If we don't follow that guidance, guess what? We're going there and there may be an accident, right? So they have a better and bigger stream of information and connection and view than what we have in this condensed version form of the human concept. So just to give that as an example, you know, that can help us maneuver, you know, through certain situations like that, instead of, you know, having that become what we really don't want, you know, to have that come out, you know, as far as that experience. Now, if we do, you know, negate the situation and we just keep driving and we don't listen to that, you know, then we're going to end up with, you know, what we have as the result of that, right? So again, like if you're opening up, you know, your innate abilities, allowing yourself to be unlimited as far as your communication, and that's your psychic abilities, mediumship, trance. It could be meditation, just being in the present moment practice. It could be, you know, just doing self-work, self-healing, just become unlimited, you know, change your belief systems, see around from that, because when you're seeing from the illusion, then it's all kind of grayed out. It's all like an illusion, and we're not seeing it fully and what it really is. When we take that away, it's like the mask. We're able to see more and from a different perspective. But if we're opening our innate abilities, which is why they're here for us, and there's something that I want to connect that to, but you know, a lot of people, let's just say, the more you're unlimited of your communication with Source and the higher realms, the more you're able to navigate this world. But I want to talk about it. It keeps coming in, so there's some video creators out there who are talking about, you know, how we're actually coming from other universes, different timelines, things like that, and that may be right. And so whether it all comes from the one source. So whether it's other beings coming in, having relations with the human form to create this new version of ourselves in the human form, or if you're just looking at it from source consciousness, coming into the human form through a condensity from energy to a condensed form. Either way, it all comes from one creator. It's all one creator. However you get here is however you get here. So you can believe that you're from a different star, different galaxy, and they came here and they created other forms, with the human form, because that's what form was here on this earth when they came. However you want to look at it, right? It all came from one source, right? And then from the one source, we have still our communication. So whichever way you look at it, right? So you have still your innate abilities from source, because source created all things. And that's how source communicates, because again, source can't communicate. Angels don't communicate through physical form. However, no matter however you got here, whether it's from aliens or if it's from a different life form that came and, made other forms through the human form, however you want to look at it, we all have innate abilities, right? We all have the ability to communicate unlimited with the universe, with source, with the angels, the guides, the masters, teachers, the gods, however you want to look at it, because we are ourselves a god in human form that can either be conditioned or unconditioned, right? It's really up to you and choice. And so basically going back to that. So I just wanted to add that in because that was what was coming in to add. But yeah, the more you can unlimit yourself from just the human form of communication and, speak with, you have to get rid of the fear though. Like, let me just put it there, because a lot of times people don't want to do it because they've been instilled that the fear factor, that's evil, where it's coming from. But if you're going to do that through the eyes of fear, you're going to get a fear-based reflection back, right? So be careful what you're creating in that. You have to get out of the fear, have trust and faith that who you are speaking to, communicating with, is source, right? So from the divine, you have, again, all these different levels of communication. And when we become unlimited and out of the fear state, we are opening ourselves up to receive the information that we need to navigate our lives. All right, hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, drop below. If you want to set up a session, let me know. Have a great day.